You know, 20 years ago when we bought this farm, we bought it for the purpose of creating an athletic training complex specifically focused on tennis. And over time what we realized is that there was a lot more going on to the performance of an athlete than just how they performed technically or from a skill set perspective, or how fit or how explosive or strong or resilient they were, or what their mental capacity was. We realized it was fully integrated, and then we saw we could make a bigger impact on the world, helping people learn how to be connected in their living. That's why we've coined this place a Connected Living Farm. So I'm just going to show you a couple things today of how we utilize things on the property that traditionally someone wouldn't. As we move around and we look at the things in the biodiversity, guess what? We're not limited to this because we've gone out and we've reached in nature. We have berries in nature. We can go out, we have other flowers. We can go over, in our other grow boxes, we have calendula, we have holy basil. These are incredibly healing foods. And why is it diverse? Because each little one has its own kind of symphony of ways that it goes into the body and it heals you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And the more colors you have, the more it helps the microbiome and the digestive tract. Well, but your microbiome is also about 96% of your body. So as much as the microbiome is 96% of your body, nature should be part of your body. So what I mean by that is you need diversity. The average person doesn't eat a broad spectrum of foods, but indigenous people that have to go and hunt and gather, they have a very broad spectrum of foods because they don't have a massive supply. So they have to rely on things seasonally, and they have to rely on what's available. So you have they don't all have gardens. So what you can do is you can mimic indigenous people or traditional people by going out and hunting and gathering and finding the things in the woods that are really, really rich in healing power. Let's think of it this way. If from a biodiversity perspective, the more you're in nature, when something grows native, it has way more power than something that's grown in a garden. Something that's grown in a garden has way more power than something that's store-bought. The interesting thing to the average person and to me a long time ago, this would just be some bush that grew in the woods. It's actually elderberry, and for centuries elderberry has been used as a healing plant. So Francesca that works with us uses the flowers and she almost makes like a lemonade out of it, a healing lemonade. And then you can use the berries and you make elderberry syrup for it. What I'm trying to show you is the fact that most people miss so many of these things, like elderberry that grows here. I'm not sure exactly if this is squash or pumpkin, but we use a lot of the scraps from the kitchen to give to the pigs. So you can even see the cycle of nature that this was given to the pigs, all of a sudden it planted itself and grew. What you see, this whole paddock here by the barn, in the spring will be planted with cover crop that has about 17 different varieties of plants in it, and that's what the pigs have eaten all summer. Now we'll do things now in the early fall where we'll take them back in the woods where there's a lot of acorns and hickories, and what we'll do is we'll create a paddock in the woods, and the only thing we really need to do is haul and refill their water. So here they've chewed this up, tilled it up, they've fertilized it. The chickens sometimes will come through and do a drive-by, especially when the cover crop is full and growing. They love to go and hang out in it. So what we're always trying to do is integrate things from nature.